Hi, my name is Todd Nesloney, and today I want to talk to you about two words. Two words that have the ability to change lives, not only in your students, not only in your staff, but in your own life. And I've seen the power myself firsthand this year at my school that I've been at, and those two words are "you matter." It's funny to me how much of an impact those two words can have to tell somebody that they matter, that they hold worth, that they have value. Because so often, as teachers especially, we forget that because we get lost in the hustle and bustle, but also our kids forget that they are valuable outside of a butt in a chair or a number on a page. And one thing that really impacted me when I started really looking into this and really being inspired by Angela Myers was the fact that I met a woman named Erin Kress who wrote letters to her students every year before school started. And I took it and I ran with it with my 75 fifth graders. And I said, you know what, I'm going to write every one of them a letter. And in those letters, it told them how I couldn't wait to meet them. I was so excited to start this year. I didn't care what they had done or what they had experienced in education before, because no matter what, we were all going to work together to find their version of success because they were important to me. And I let them know that before I even met them. And we sent out letters to all of them. Now, school started. I didn't hear a word from the kids. Some of the parents came up and said that it was all nice to get a letter, but I didn't hear anything from the students. Later that year, we did a You Matter Day in our fifth grade classrooms, and the students were encouraged to write letters to people in their lives that mattered to them. And those letters had to be very specific in why you matter instead of just, I love you, you're great, you're nice, something like that. And our students delivered those letters to the people that they wrote them to. And I will remember getting a phone call from a parent the night after we did that, in tears, crying. And I said, what's wrong? She said, well, you know those You Matter letters? And I thought, oh God, what letter did she get? And she said, well, I found one crumbled up in the bottom of my daughter's backpack. And we had a fifth grader with cerebral palsy. And she said, you know, this kid wrote my daughter a letter. And it said, you were the only one who picked me up when I fell out on the playground one day. And you matter to me because of that. And the impact, she said, that had because I feel like I raised my daughter right. And I remember the last day of school, I had a parent come up to me. And the parent came up to me and said, I have a letter for you. And I said, okay. She said, my son wrote it, but he didn't feel comfortable delivering it himself. And she said she wanted me to do it because he didn't think he could do it without crying. And this was a special ed student, had never passed a STAR test before. It ended up, for whatever reason, passing all of them in fifth grade. And I opened the letter and we read it together and both sat there and cried because the letter said, the only reason I was able to find success this year was because you told me you believed in me before you even met me. And he said, I'm a special ed kid. People know that. And they think something about me as soon as they meet me. And I've never had anybody tell me that I meant something before they'd even met who I was. And when you do this on a campus, like we did it on a campus this year at our intermediate school, it changes things, and kids take and run with the message. The kids wanted to do a positive Post-it note day, where they spent an entire day covering teachers' doors with Post-it notes, covering student binders. They had to write notes to themselves. It was a day filled with encouragement, where kids were taping the notes to themselves because they felt good about what others were recognizing them for. There's power in words. And there's power in two words. Just taking that time to tell somebody else that you matter.